Attention passionate Washington Commanders fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Washington Commanders' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Washington Commanders fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS and Washington Commanders FANS. Let's get to the news now, folks. Hold on to your seats because the NFL offseason never fails to surprise us. And this time, the buzz is all about a potential blockbuster trade involving none other than Alvin Kamara. Yes, you heard that right. The New Orleans Saints, a team known for their creative management and savvy salary cap maneuvers, are apparently looking to part ways with their star running back. And the destination? Well, the Washington Commanders are front and center in this conversation, and the implications are huge. This news has been swirling around for a while now, but recent reports suggest that the Saints are eyeing a trade either before the start of the upcoming season or during the 2025 offseason at the latest. The main driver behind this move? Money, plain and simple. The Saints find themselves in a dire salary cap situation, one that's forcing them to make tough decisions about their roster and their future. Alvin Kamara, one of the most dynamic and versatile backs in the league, is a prime candidate to be moved, especially given his current contract and the team's financial constraints. For those of you who don't know, Kamara has been a cornerstone of the Saints' offense since he was drafted back in 2017. A five-time Pro Bowler, he's one of the most exciting dual-threat backs in the NFL. He's not just a runner, he's a receiver, a playmaker, someone who can change the game in an instant. His ability to catch passes out of the backfield makes him a nightmare for defenses, and his agility and vision allow him to find gaps and create big plays even when the blocking breaks down. But now, with the Saints needing to free up cap space, his current deal has him at around $18.5 million in salary cap hit for this year and a staggering $29 million in the final year of his contract. It's clear that they have to make some tough choices. The non-guaranteed base salary in his last year makes it easier for the Saints to move on, but it also leaves a big question mark about who will fill that void. Saints, while talented, are not currently in a position to contend for a Super Bowl with Derek Carr leading the offense, and their financial issues are only adding to the urgency of this decision. Now, this is where it gets interesting for us as Washington fans. The Commanders, fresh off a very intriguing offseason, are positioning themselves to be serious contenders in the NFC. They've drafted Jayden Daniels, a quarterback with a lot of potential, and brought in Cliff Kingsbury as their offensive coordinator. Kingsbury, known for his spread concepts and creative offensive schemes, is the perfect coach to maximize a talent like Kamara. Imagine the possibilities. An offense that's fast, versatile, unpredictable. Adding Kamara to that mix would be a game changer. Jayden Daniels, with his mobility and playmaking ability, pairs perfectly with Kamara's skill set. Daniels can extend plays with his legs, throw downfield, and keep defenses honest. When you add a weapon like Kamara, who can line up in the backfield, in the slot, or even out wide, suddenly the offense becomes a nightmare to defend. Defensive coordinators would be sweating trying to figure out how to match up with all these threats. Kamara's ability to create yards after the catch is just what Kingsbury's quick pass offense needs to unlock its full potential. This move would send a clear message that the Commanders are serious about competing at a high level. They're making bold moves, not just to improve their roster, but to establish themselves as a true contender in the NFC. And the timing couldn't be better. With the draft in the rearview mirror and the regular season still a few months away, acquiring a player of Kamara's caliber would give them a significant boost right out of the gate. It's a move that could set the tone for the entire season, giving Washington a potent offensive weapon that can do so much more than just run or catch. Kamara can do both, and he can do it at an elite level. Now, let's talk a little about how Kamara fits into Washington's current roster. They already have a solid running back in Brian Robinson Jr., who's shown he can be a tough, physical runner. But Kamara brings a different dimension. He's more explosive, more versatile, and more adept at catching passes, traits that would complement Robinson perfectly. The addition of Kamara would give the Commanders a 1-2 punch that defenses wouldn't be able to handle easily. And of course, it would open up so many options for the offense. Play-action passes, screens, outside runs. Whatever Kingsbury wants to call, Kamara can make it work. Compared to other running backs on the roster, like Austin Eckler, who is a good player but doesn't quite have the same burst or all-around versatility, Kamara is a clear upgrade. His experience, his ability to change the game, and his skill set make him a perfect fit for the Commanders' offensive philosophy. And let's not forget, with Jahan Dotson and Terry McLaurin stretching the field, Kamara's presence in the backfield would create mismatches all over the field, forcing defenses to pick their poison. Of course, this trade isn't just about adding a star. It's about building a team that can truly compete for the NFC crown and maybe even go further. The NFC is wide open right now, and the Commanders have the pieces, young talent, a solid defense, and now potentially a game-changing offensive weapon. If this trade goes through, it would mark a new era for Washington, one where they're not just hoping to sneak into the playoffs, but actively competing for a deep postseason run. Now, I know some of you might be wondering about the Saints' side of things. Why would they trade Kamara, who's been such a key player? Well, as I mentioned earlier, the cap situation is the main reason. They need to free up money to rebuild and retool their roster, especially with some of their high-priced contracts weighing them down. It's a tough decision, but in the NFL, sometimes you have to make these moves to ensure long-term stability. It's a classic case of a team needing to sacrifice a star for the greater good of the franchise's future. And on the other hand, for Kamara, this could be a fresh start. A chance to showcase his talents in a system that's designed to highlight his strengths. The NFL is all about fit, and with Kingsbury's offensive mind and Daniels' mobility, Kamara could thrive in Washington's system. It's a perfect storm of opportunity, and the fans here should be excited about the possibilities. But of course, until the trade is officially announced, it remains speculation. Still, the signs point to something big happening soon, and if it does, it could be one of the most impactful moves of the offseason. The NFC East is already one of the most competitive divisions in football, with the Eagles, Cowboys, and Giants all fighting for supremacy. Adding Kamara to the mix could tip the scales in favor of the Commanders, giving them that extra edge they need to leapfrog their rivals. And think about the ripple effects. This move would also send a message to other teams in the league that Washington is serious about winning now. It's a bold statement, and it shows that they're willing to make aggressive moves to elevate their game. The NFL is all about competition, and a trade like this would definitely shake things up in the NFC. Now, I want to hear from you, my fellow Commanders fans. What do you think about this potential trade? Are you excited about the idea of Kamara in Washington? Do you believe he can be the missing piece that propels us into serious playoff contention? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the future of the team. And remember, I'll be back soon with more updates, more insights, and all the latest Washington Commanders news. So stay tuned and keep that passion alive. We're in this together, and I can't wait to see what the future holds for our team.